Ooh.
Welcome, welcome,
Woo!
welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Bonnie Scalisi. How are you guys doing?
We are two stand-up comedians. This is our very first episode of the Wildflowers, but
right.
we were formerly known as Three's Company Radio Show, so it's really not much different, except, we are in a new location. And we have a little bit of a change and a format for you guys, but we're still the two gals you know from Three's Company Radio Show. We have a very special guest in the studio in the audience with us tonight.
Yes.
Which I'm calling it a studio audience because I have my husband here.
But before we do that, I just want to say hi to Robert Soleil. And
oh my God!
He said he
thank you.
He said he couldn't hear the song, so I don't know what happened.
Okay.
We're still working on the technical things, but it's a great song. Robert Soleil is from Street Fighter, and he wrote us a beautiful song called Wildflowers, and
we were dancing to it.
We were dancing. I guess we were dancing to nothing because you guys didn't hear it.
But an interpretive dance.
And we have a whole bunch of people tuning in already, so I just want to say hi to Robin DeVito, Glenn Cook, Eric Shevland, and he's saying hello. What's up, ladies? Joan Krupiasher, Andrew Fredner, but I always mess that up. Ferdner, Bill Hansen, Bruno, and hi, how's everybody doing? So we have a really amazing guest tonight, and not only is he amazing, but Mandy and I have done 21 episodes by ourselves.
Yes, where we were not in our former studio, where we were out of my house broadcasting. But
yes, because of the COVID. So just like the restaurants are opening up, just like all the things are opening up slowly, this is our first time to have a guest, and we hit it out of the ballpark with this guest. So is it okay if I introduce him?
Yeah, go for it.
And Benny Rositi, how are you, Benny? How are you? So introducing local Long Island comic, former Navy reservist, part of Project 9 lineup. And what that is he teaches stand-up comedy to military veterans. How freaking awesome is that? Tugboat Manny. Let's give it up for Tugboat.
Woo! Welcome.
It's really great to be here. Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh my God! Well, we're psyched to have you as our first guest here on Wildflowers.
Yeah.
You're a wildflower yourself.
Well, we're all wild
because you're a wild man, and by appearance, you're just a big burly guy. But you're like the biggest sweetheart.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You're like the biggest softie ever.
Thank you. Well, on the inbox, she said, "Listen, Manny, we don't have anybody," and she said, well, "Can you come?" And I said, "You know what? I'll be there."
I said it's an SOS situation.
No. But I am so honored to be here. I love the both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
We love you too.
I love the name of the new show. I love the fantastic location and behind the scenes, everybody.
Oh yeah, it's great. It really is great. Shout out to my husband who set this all up. Honestly,
Glenn is amazing.
Bonnie and I are the comedians and we're the talent. But Glenn and Michael have the vision for us to be bigger and better, and they understand wires and inputs and outputs, and they have, Glenn's got the screen set up right here, so we could we're seeing who's tuning in, and we could see what we look like. It's just it's really great. We got lights that we invested in. We're investing in ourselves.
It's amazing, Mandy. Hey, Felix is watching, and Seth Harmon. How are you? Bruno is watching. You know who's watching? Stevie GB.
Oh.
And Stevie GB said the last gig that he did was with you.
Oh yeah, we did it for Shabab. What do they call it?
Stevie, do you remember where you performed? Type it in.
Is it
Tom Jelani is watching?
Purim.
Okay, like
for Purim.
For Purim. That's a Jewish holiday.
It was at a temple.
Okay.
It was at a temple, and the one lady was laughing. She was like, I like that one. And then she kept saying, she's like, I like that one too. And I was like,
you mean they're your jokes?
Yeah. I'm like, listen, you don't need to tell me you like every joke. And then I lost the whole crowd.
Yeah,
and they were like,
great.
don't I should have just been like, why don't you like them anymore? It was great.
That's great. That's great.
I'm Jewish, so that's what us Jews do. We just we're very outspoken.
She was literally. It was like it was in a house just like this, right? And all this, she's like, I like that one.
Good one.
She's rating you.
Yeah, and I'm like, and it's like separate. You got a room over here and a room over here, and they're laughing. I like that one too, and I'm just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
You just don't. I'm not being graded here. You know what I mean?
Well, our topic tonight, for those of you who are watching, because we love to include the audience, is wishes.
Oh yeah.
And if you had one wish, or we're obviously probably going to talk more than one, but if you had to put them in order, what if you had a genie? This is a funny story. I'll make it quick. But on my Facebook page, I put a picture up of Barbara Eden. And I said, if you had one wish, what would it be? And Michelle Fox Zarensky actually came on my page and said, do you know that Peter Bales dated, what's Jeannie's real name?
Oh, yeah.
Barbara Eden.
So wait, like I Dream of Jeannie? Like sexy?
Yes. So Peter Bales dated Barbara Eden.
I would love to hear about that.
And
she's sexy.
Phil
I always
Mauricio.
said she was sexy.
Phil Mauricio, how are you? But it's just like you put something up like that, and then you find out something like that, I would never in a million years know of that about Peter Bales.
Yeah,
that he dated Barbara Eden. So I will have to find out more details about that.
I dated Peter Bales.
Another little known fact. Well, something Bonnie said in the intro about Tugboat, which is a super cool thing that you're into, is Project 9 Line. Can you tell the audience about that? Because I'm going to butcher it if I tell them what it is.
Yeah. It's a veteran organization here that's nonprofit on Long Island that helps veterans reintegrate back to society.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, through the arts. And they have all these different art programs. So I was hosting a comedy open mic 7 years ago when I first started comedy, and they actually started the class. Patrick Donahue started Project 9 Line. Brian Katea started the comedy class.
Oh, cool.
And
because there was enough vets doing an open mic, they said, why not just do it?
Yeah, so they had a class, just like Peter Bales has a class.
I'm in Peter Bales' class right now.
I took 6 classes of Peter Bales' class. So what I do is I implement what I learned and what I learned in the 7 years of doing comedy.
Yeah.
And to the class. I try to keep it the way that I
They probably love it.
It's great.
They look forward to it.
We've been up to the Mohegan Sun as a group.
Ooh.
We were supposed to perform in Reno, Nevada in front of 5,000 people for the 121st VFW National Convention. There were 4 of us going, but that got canceled because of the pandemic.
But you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you made it like that.
Yeah.
You know? That's
so they asked us to put a little video together a 10-minute video for the VFW.
All right.
That was non-confrontational. That was clean.
Yep.
And it was the 4 of us that were supposed to go. And it has like 5,000 views. It's on the VFW.
Oh, you got to send me
Facebook
that.
site.
You
That's
gotta
so
send
cool.
me that, and I'll
Yeah.
post that to our page. Because we have everyone on Three's Company Radio Show too. Everyone that's a fan of our previous show. But we're gonna do the Wildflowers group, and we'll have. So definitely send me that. So I can post that for everyone who falls in love with you tonight.
Oh, definitely. We're gonna put that on there. But I just want to say that Joan Cooper Asha is watching, and she's saying that we're looking right in the eye of the studio, because of the cameras. Bruno's saying great looking studio. Thank you, Bruno. That's to Mandy and her husband Glenn. Phil Maurizio, I don't know if he's joking or not, but he said that he smoked a joint with Barbara Eden. So I don't know if that's true or not. And Nancy Weems is watching.
Nancy, hello.
And Felix, who I love, is saying to you, great project. I had Americo and the rest of the vets on my show several times. Great bunch of guys.
Yep.
Jan Brenner, how are you? He said to tell Manny he likes your shirt.
Yeah.
Zestos Christos, how are you? Larry Arts, how are you? Fred Rubino, how are you? And Fred wants to know, is Manny going to wear that outfit on the wall? This outfit?
That's actually, well, it's funny that you mentioned that because some of the items that she's wearing are from my wedding night. And Tugboat, you're a very big part of my wedding night.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was part of that show. Actually, I went first, and it was actually incredible. The room was rocking right away.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, and I had a lot of fun. And the show was great, just carried on, and it was just unbelievable. And it was a great wedding. And I was honored to be part of that. And we kind of just like hit it off. And you always said you wanted me to be on your show and stuff. And
did you take a video of your wedding?
Here I'm in.
No. What's funny? Nobody took a picture of me telling jokes in my dress. But you know what? Glenn does have a picture of, which I couldn't even find. We were going to pull it up tonight. Is me vacuuming in my wedding dress because I wasn't gonna take my dress off and I had guests coming over.
Yo, it's Butera's show, right? He's up there. He goes, so any birthdays, weddings, or anything tonight? And I'm like, dude, there's a wedding. We're performing.
This is the wedding.
One of the comedians is
the wedding. It was funny.
Well, the best part is I was sitting at the bar and people thought I was cuckoo because I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting married. I got married earlier today, and I'm sitting in a white dress, and I'm performing tonight, and everyone thought it was a shtick. I go, oh yeah, my husband's outside, and my friends proceeded to not come inside for like a half hour. So I just was like, they're like, okay, Looney Tunes.
I just want to interrupt for 1 second because Taz has to go. Taz, the residential artist, is she made us a beautiful art of the 4 of us. She's done a lot of things for us. So she just wanted to say hi, guys. She can't stay. She just wanted to say hi and lots of love to you all. We love you, Taz.
Thank you for tuning in.
I have your thing over here, and I'm going to make Mandy and Glenn sign it when it's back.
On it.
And Lisa Lucia said she loves our show. Thank you, Lisa. And Andrew.
Lucia.
Lucia, I'm sorry. I'm still mispronouncing it. Andrew Fredner said he has the first wish story. So is it okay if I just quickly tell his story?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so Andrew says, here's a story about wishes. If it's the thought that counts when it comes down to giving someone a present, then the next time my wife asks me for something, I'll tell her to wish for it, and I'll think about it. Oh, that's a little. I don't think your wife is gonna like that very much.
Wish in one hand and shit in the other.
Yeah. So I know. I wanted to ask you a question, which is one of my. I would have loved to. I guess you could call it a wish. Meet Don Rickles, and I saw that your cover page is a picture of you and Don Rickles. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah. I went there with to the Westbury Music Fair.
Westbury Music Fair.
Yeah, which is one of my wishes to perform at, by the way, and we'll get to. But anyway, I went to Westbury Music Fair with my good friend Gregory Cave, and he had to leave. He goes, whatever you do, meet Don Rickles. So I stayed after for like 3 hours in the pouring rain. There was like 30 people, then there was like 20 people. Then there was like 3 people, and some girl had a picture of him and Marilyn Monroe that she wanted to get autographed. And the guy came out and said, Don's not going to meet anybody. And then all of a sudden, the guy came out and said, Don wants to see you with that picture. And then we went back. I'm like, Don, come on,
Just
man.
one more. Come on. What's one more?
Yeah. So there was 3 of us. So I went last. And another wish that came true was like he literally told me, I said, I do comedy. I was in my first year of comedy. And I said, he said, keep going, kid. He said, keep making them laugh because that's what we do. And the famous line that he tells everybody is, he said, do me another favor, kid, keep my name alive.
Oh.
And I said, I always will do that. And I talk about it in my act. And I told him, I said, I just found out I'm going to perform at the Borgata in Atlantic City. I was only in my first year of comedy. And him and his wife dropped their jaws. They were so happy for me.
Aww,
that is amazing.
Because,
genuine souls.
They really they were like, wow.
Yeah.
And he was like, knock it out of the park, kid. And unfortunately, that didn't happen until my 4th year in comedy. But I got a wish that happened to me in my 3rd year of comedy.
But before you get to that wish, Jim Hopkins, who is all the way from Detroit, he's a friend of mine from Detroit. He bodyguarded Don Rickles twice in Detroit.
All right.
And he said he put his arm around him and he was walking around and started telling me jokes. He's a genuine guy. So, Jim Hopkins, I'm so honored. This is the first time.
We weren't sure about your story, but it checks out because we got a listener who's checking.
Nancy Weems says that's a beautiful. Nancy Weems says that's a beautiful story. She's talking to you.
Yeah, no, that is great. That is great, and we're keeping his name alive right now.
Yes, we are.
You know, you're doing your job.
Jan Brenner is saying, Manny, tell the viewers he told you to get the fuck out of his limo. Is that true? No. Jan's joking. Barbara McNeely's watching. Hi, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
I'm very. It's to me that Jim Hopkins is watching this show is so cool because this is the first time I ever saw him come on in text. So welcome, Jim. And Andrew said he loves stories. So tell us about that. This next wish I know a little bit about from Manny. This is freaking so cool. Listen to Manny about a wish that actually came true and go.
When I started comedy 7 years ago, I went to stand-up university that's taught by Peter Bales, Steve Lazarus, and Rich Walker, who I met at a comedy show, Rich Walker, and he told me about a comedy class, and I ended up taking 6 in a row. But after I took that first comedy class, about a month later, I went to the Westbury Music Fair to watch my high school alumni, Kevin James, perform. And before...
so you went to high school with him?
No, he's an alumni.
So
he graduated earlier.
Okay.
Him and his brother Gary and Rock Rubin all went there.
What high school?
Ward Melville High School. So before the show, I took a picture of the empty stage of Westbury, and I said one day, and I posted it up to Facebook, and I didn't know, but Richie Minervini, the godfather of Long Island comedy, opened up for Kevin. I didn't know him at the time. I stayed after to meet Kevin. I'm like, and after, just like with Don Rickles, I'm like, hey, Kev, I was wearing a Ward Melville shirt, and I said I do comedy. He's like, good luck with that. So that was that. And then I went home, and I used to walk out my back door like Kevin James was walking to Westbury, the round, and then I used to walk around the round, and I would tell my jokes, and people thought I was nuts. My landlord said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to perform at Westbury one day, and everyone I said was like, you're crazy. You're never going to do it. So long story short, I became friendly with Darcy Novick and Richie Minervini, and they took a liking to me and my comedy, and they give me opportunities throughout Long Island at restaurants and dinner shows and stuff like that. And they told me in my first year of comedy they would put me at the Borgata. I almost dropped the phone. Like, I'm like, it's happening.
Yeah, yep.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
you put it out there and there it goes.
So anyway, Darcy, I helped donate my time, and I helped her one day at Jones Beach, and it was real early, and I had a sentimental hat that I lost, and I told her about it, and I said, if you find it, just let me know. So she called me up, and she said, I called Kevin James's wife for you.
Mm.
And she said, just to see if you can get an autograph. And she said, how about 2 tickets to watch Kevin perform tonight?
Ooh.
So I went with her, and Richie Minervini opened up. And before the show, we saw Richie Minervini. It was at the Beacon Theater. And then after the show, we met Kevin James backstage in the Beacon Theater again. That's my second time, and he remembered me. And then Darcy does a show at Westbury, and a cancer fundraiser. So I helped her out with that. And there was a lady there that was complaining about the raffle tickets. She said, what time are the raffle tickets for the Billy?
Is this another temple?
No. She goes, what time are the raffle tickets being called for the Westbury for the Billy Joel tickets? She said 10:50 p.m. She goes, oh, I thought you meant 10:15. I'm just going to leave. I want my money back. My kids are being babysat. She goes, really? For a fundraiser? So then Darcy goes, I'll pay for them. She gives the money back to the lady, and she hands the tickets to me. She goes, here you go, Manny. Good luck. In front of 1,500 people, she spins the raffle thing. They pick the ticket. I win the Billy Joel tickets.
Oh, cool. Wait, before you go on, I just want to say,
It's all right.
Pat, first of all, welcome Zestos Christos. He said, good for doing it and not listening to your landlord when you were going around and practicing in your backyard.
Yeah, everybody said no.
Yeah. And Pat Marone is watching, and he said, come on, Mandy, the show is only an hour.
Well, Pat Marone is also on our show, my wedding reception show.
Yeah.
And Pat Marone is going, you're putting Mandy and Bonnie to sleep.
No,
I love these stories. I think they're amazing.
That's why we brought you on.
This is a story that I'm going to take with me. If I don't go any further, I'm happy. And that's, you know what? If I perform at a library on Long Island, I'm happy. You know why? Because I did the Westbury Music Fair.
Yep.
That's so cool.
You set your mind to something, you had a goal, and then you achieved it. And you can go further, but right now you're satisfied with, where you're at.
And the day that I found out that I was going to do it was the day that my mother died.
Aww. Yep. That's like that's what they call a blessing in disguise, I guess. So, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I knew your mother died, but it's still hard every time.
I performed. My mother passed away. I went to hospice, and I did a private gig that night for Project 9 doing Lenny and Squiggy.
That's dedication to comedy, my friends. The night his mother died, he went to the show.
The people didn't know that my mother died until after the show. They all came around me.
Wow.
And
you're gonna make me cry, you asshole.
Yeah, don't make us cry.
Wait. So it was unbelievable. It was great. So I was driving home, and somebody said, "Hey, Manny," they called me up and said, "You always said if your mother or you lost somebody, you would always still perform. You're welcome to come to another venue and perform." I went to that other venue to perform, and the other venue, the people that own it, didn't want me to perform.
Why?
Don't know till this day.
Oh, wow. Well, I just want to say Stevie GB is telling you congratulations on a great moment. And we have somebody watching all the way from Australia. Julie Angelina, I asked her, and she's from Australia. Gary Kaplan said your next stop is Madison Square Garden.
Oh, he's my buddy from high school.
Oh, Gary, okay.
Yeah.
So he was another alumni of Kevin James, right?
Ward Melville, yeah. Bernie Tasigny's watching from Ward Melville. You guys got a lot of viewers.
Yeah, there. Half of them are yours. But tell us. Continue.
So I went to that venue. I was called, invited. I wouldn't have went to that venue, and I was called and invited. And then the owners of that venue didn't want me there. So I walked out.
Wow.
And then Darcy Novick and Minervini heard about it. And then 10 minutes later, after we talked about it, they called me back and said, Manny, what are you doing November 5th? And then they put me on Westbury Music Fair.
Woo!
With Chris Roach, John Peasy, Bob DeBono, Darcy Novick.
Oh, that is so cool.
Richie Minervini. And guess who was backstage?
Who?
Kevin James.
It's so funny how life comes
You know what?
circle.
People reject you, and then you get opportunities someplace else.
So I went from that day, my mother, and regardless, they didn't need to know that my mother passed away or anything.
Right.
That's regardless. It's just the way that they are for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went from performing at a private gig to having, it was unbelievable, to being invited to perform and being told no to perform in front of 9 people to eventually performing in front of 1,500 people with Kevin.
That's fucking awesome.
With Kevin James in my dressing room.
And you're like, can you get out of here? Like, I'm trying to like.
So something that seemed like it was a rejection ended up boosting you in a better direction.
Kevin was doing his show, Kevin Can Wait, and he had his producers there. Do you know how nervous I was?
Ooh.
They gave me advice that I will never forget. So that's why in the local drama of comedy, like the local yokels of Long Island, that drama, I don't listen to that.
Oh, I love that advice.
I listen to Kevin James.
Yes.
I listen to Don Rickles.
Yes.
I listen to Minervini. I listen to my mentor, Peter Bales.
Woo!
I listen to these people. The drama that happens, whatever.
Yeah. I completely
exactly.
agree.
A lot of people are, first of all, I want to say hi to Andrew Plajanis is tuning in. Pat is saying a couple of things to you.
Oh, yeah. He
said,
breaking my
guess
onions.
who filmed it, Pat?
Yep. Pat filmed it.
And Andrew's saying, performing is amazing. I was thinking of changing my name to Exit so I could see my name up in lights. That's funny, Andrew. Zessos Crisco said, that's a great story. Way to go, man. Gwen Larson is watching. Hi, Gwen.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Plajanis said, imagine what it would have been like if you had been funny. Funny, Andrew. And Pat Marone said they told him to quit comedy. And he didn't, and he's doing very well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like the fact that you can connect all those things is why you're a happy person.
Yeah. Exactly.
People only see, okay, I have loss in my life. I have this.
They're bitter.
I went to
bitter, angry souls.
I went to a place for no good reason, and they turned me down. But instead, you connected the dots and go, whoa, that led me to this. If that didn't let me down there, I wouldn't have gotten that extra little up boost.
I love opportunity, right? Opportunities are great. You got to be ready. When someone says, sometimes people say, oh, whatever. What am I going to say? No, I'm not ready to perform at Westbury.
No.
Give it to somebody else.
No.
I was offered it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was offered the Borgata 7 nights in a row. I'm not going to say no, give it to so-and-so. I'm going to take the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to run with it. But you got to put yourself in that position like you guys do with the mics and the working and the this and the that. It's, and you just got to crunch. You got to keep going. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need a comedy club to perform comedy. Yes, if you're fortunate enough to perform on stage at comedy clubs, which I have been at a few, then great. That works out for you. But you can perform in restaurants. You can perform in libraries, in coffee shops.
You can perform in backyards.
You can perform in backyards.
Speaking of that, before I say anything, Lauren De Jesus is tuning in. I love Lauren. Hi, Lauren. How are you? She's saying hi to Glenn. Glenn, you're doing an amazing job. Am I talking too loud?
No, you're good.
Gwen Larson saying, Manny keeps on keeping going. Andrew Ferdinand saying, it's a good thing I found this podcast because I just broke my pod. And Lauren saying, speak it, Mandy. Marcos Christian, thank you for tuning in. And we are going to talk about an event.
Yeah,
Robin DeVito saying, that's true, Mandy. Mandy and her husband Glenn
Yes, Robin.
are opening
It
up
is very true.
something really amazing. We did one already.
Yep.
I had a freaking fantastic time. You tell it.
Okay, so it's called Calamity Jones. It's Calamity Jones events that we've been doing. We've done the first one, and we have the second one planned for August 29th, which Tugboat Manny will also be performing on the card. It's
That's
going
amazing.
To be in
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be in Wisconsin.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
The idea is no cover, always open bar, and they like an hour and a half show. So that way, you know, friends and family who want to come out on a dime, come out, show your support. If you're a comedian and you want to show your love and support for comedy, you get put on a roster for future shows that we do.
Oh, wow.
So it's a reverse bringer.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, thing that we're doing. So go to my page for that. But I do want to show Bonnie and Tugboat some footage because Bonnie and I are no longer part of Gov's Radio. So we had to clean out our desk.
Yeah. Oh, Lou
by
Greco
the way,
Green.
congrats to the show.
Oh, thank you. The Wildflowers.
No, but we have nothing against Governor's Comedy Club. We wish them the best. We have
videos on.
Glenn's showing us the video.
I was drunk. To be
Bonnie wanted to make out with me the whole time. She's saying, I want to make out. I want to make out.
I was drunk.
I'm not even kidding. So this is us, you know, just taking our banner.
If we're told to leave, we leave.
Yeah.
And we don't look back.
And, you know, we didn't want anyone setting it on fire. We wanted to, you know.
We want to end our own lives. So.
And we wanted to do it justice. And, Manny, you'll appreciate this. We folded it like in a good little Patriots.
Absolutely, an American flag. I was drunk, but.
To give it the proper closure that it deserved.
And my boyfriend had the wire cutters and cut it down. And so there's an. And
I didn't trust Bonnie with the.
Yeah, he was like, no, you cannot do it. I will do that.
Is us doing the proper triangle.
But we wish them the best. You know, I don't really understand
there should have been a 21 gun salute.
Yeah,
but we didn't have time, and we were kind of on a dime.
There was no meeting. We really, you know, there's a bunch of things that happened besides, which we're not going to get into because we uplift people. We don't bring them down.
Yeah, we're onwards and upwards. But
onwards. That's why we're called Wildflowers because we're wild because we're stealing our sign.
Wait, where did Michelle Obama say that?
Oh, and that's the end. Bonnie making out with me.
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
Remember Michelle Obama said, when the Republicans go low,
oh yeah,
we go high.
That's us.
You should do that no matter what political party you are. When people go low, you should go high.
Right. Take the high road, guys.
David Lynch is saying awesome banner folding, and I was drunk. I didn't even know what I was doing.
I've been to a lot of dead relatives.
Hi, Greg DeFlippo. Welcome to our show. Felix Rosita is saying, I'm upset. Can you still come on my show? Felix, I don't really know.
Probably not.
I think I don't really. We were just as blindsided. I got an email and it just said,
"No, thank you."
You know, immediately your show's canceled. The next week
guys,
you're not with us.
Tell them the truth why you got it canceled.
Oh God, I don't want to go there.
Here's. Guys, the truth.
Hi, Peter Wolfinger.
All right, we'll let Tugboat tell you, but take everything with a grain of salt.
All right, guys, listen.
He's a comedian.
They wanted to have me on at Gov's Radio because I get high ratings, probably the higher than Dan Romano. Okay, and he's the highest rated everything. All right. So anyway,
he really is a good friend of mine.
I know. So anyway.
Poor Dan. Everybody's picking on Dan.
They said Tugboat Manny. No way.
That's right. We draw the fucking line.
And then they said, if we're not having Tugboat Manny, we're going to make our own show. We're going to call Wildflowers.
We'll just read everything.
And we're going to drink wine and read all the Facebook.
Well, that's what you always did before.
We did that before, and then we're going to wish Manny his wish, and he only gets 2 minutes to tell it.
We did it. Me too. We you know what?
The best is that we cut you off at the at the height of every wish.
I was like,
every time you were about to cry, Bonnie was like shouting people out.
I was about to say, I was about to step on stage at Westbury. Bonnie was like, wait, Peter Wolfinger says hi, Manny. And then I saw Kevin wave to me from the audience. Oh wait, Manny. And then governors, we're not there anymore.
No. Our premise of Mandy and I's show in quarantine was we want the viewers who are watching to be a part of the show. So, of course, we love the guests, but we're not going to cut out the viewers. We're going to interrupt. But that doesn't mean you're not freaking fantastic.
And we did warn them. We did warn them.
They did warn. Guys, before the show started,
we said we're probably not going to listen.
They go like this. They're on their phone. They go, are you going to share it? Share it? Okay. Manny, we're probably just going to cut you off at certain times.
I did. I said
like,
that.
What do you mean? I was like, I'm here to tell my wish. And imagine if I told 3 of them, it would be 3 hours.
Andrew's saying, holy shit, Jesus Christ, crap.
Well, a lot of those wishes were condensed because you met Rooney, you met Kevin James.
Yeah.
Well, and then you performed. What else you got?
You want to hear a cool story?
Yes.
I got a high school friend from Ward Melville that I graduated with, and he called me up. He goes, Manny, my dad's the agent of Bob Perlow. And he used to be the warm-up comedian for the Jay Leno Tonight Show. He goes, he's having a book thing today. Do you want to go in and meet him? I'm like, yes. Let's go.
Opportunity.
I didn't have a car. I was nothing. I'm like, dude, he's like, I'll take care of you. I'm like, all right, just 1 slice of pizza. And then I said, can I have 2? So anyway, we had 2 slices of pizza, and we get into the city, and there's Bob Perlow. Bob Perlow is the first warm-up comedian ever. He did Laverne and Shirley.
Cool. Oh my God! Yep. One of my favorites.
They said Bob.
We kind of like a Laverne and Shirley.
You guys are. It's a great show.
I could take it. I love it.
They told this guy. They said, Bob, go out there and talk to the audience. And ever since then, he was the warm-up comedian. So he was the warm-up comedian for Jay Leno.
Cool.
And he was really cool to me and stuff like that. So Jay Leno was coming to Westbury, right? So I go, Bob, is there any chance that I could meet him? I'm going to get a ticket. Bob calls me the day of the thing. I go, Bob, I didn't hear from you. I go, I got a show tonight. He's like, Manny, I told you I was going to do this. So anyway, I said, I'll cancel the show. I'm coming. I'm going. He goes, I can't believe this. So, and then he calls me back and he says, Jay wants your phone number.
Jay wanted your phone number?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I go, why? He goes, I don't know.
You said, well, you didn't give it to him, did you?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm on my way to Westbury, and I'm bringing Darcy, right? Darcy Novick, who is such a wonderful woman, breast cancer survivor, the Billy Joel ticket, remember?
Yeah.
You know, just giving me all these wonderful spots and just, you know, and being hard on me and being good and being like a mentor.
Yep.
You know, and I forgot what I was saying.
You were going
the Billy Joel?
No, you were going to Westbury again.
Yeah, so I was on my way to Westbury.
I'm a little drunk. So
I was on my way to Westbury, and my phone rings.
Oh, Jay Leno wants to hear.
Yeah, my phone rings. It says restricted number. I'm like, son of a gun. I can't have his number.
Oh.
I answer the phone. Hey, Manny. I'm like, Jay. He's like, yeah, how you doing? I'm like, he goes, how do you know Bob? I go, he goes, and then he goes like this. He goes, can you get to the show early? And I said, well, I go, actually, I performed there. I go, you're in the back. He goes, just come around the back, whatever. So I'll tell the head guy, Leon. So we get to Westbury, and I let Darcy walk in first. And the head security guard, Darcy opens the door, and then the head security guard's going to close it. And she goes, we're here to see Jay Leno. And the guy goes, I know, he's waiting for Manny around back.
That's so cool.
So Darcy looks at me like, how is this happening?
What the fuck, dude?
So we go back and I meet with Jay Leno just like this for 45 minutes. Or a half hour, maybe half hour. Okay, I exaggerated. I exaggerated in case anybody fact checks it. It was a half hour.
I hate those fact checkers.
It was just like this. And then after the show, I went back again and I told them, I said the mic was a little low in the beginning, but they fixed it. And then I go, can I have a bottle of water? And he goes, you want a bottle of water? I said, yes. And he gave it to me. And it was Avion.
That's the premier
And
water.
then I've never heard from Jay Leno ever since.
Oh.
I've never heard from...
Is he still alive?
Yes, I've never heard from Bob. Bob Perlow said, Jay hates you. You took his water. Why would you take his water? But, you know, when I went into Jay's dressing room, the same dressing room that I was in, and it was hot. It was in the wintertime, and it was hot. And I'm heavy, right? And I'm like, shh, I'm sweating. Now I'm nervous, and I'm like, Jay, it's really hot in here. He's like, well, I got the thing on. You want to turn it off? I was like, do you mind if I turn it off? A portable heater. I turned off the portable heater in Jay Leno's dressing room. I was sweating. And then Kevin James, when Richie Minervini told me to go find another dressing room because there's a big dressing room at Westbury, but there's a much little dressing rooms in the back. And I found a cool one. So I walked back there, and then there's Kevin James. He goes, this is this your room? He goes, if you want, we could get out. And I go, if you wouldn't mind. Well, it really didn't go over that big. Let's put it that way. You know, the guy never talked to me again.
Well, you know what? Pat Marone is saying you should add Manny to our show and call it Three's a Crowd. Pat is really funny.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, yeah. No,
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cindy Kinney Bogia. How are you? That's a new viewer. Lauren is saying, I love you girls. We love you too. Lauren's going to be in the show with us.
Oh,
We're going to talk about that show in a minute. Barbara McNeely, mom of Terry McNeely, loved her. She said, hi, Terry and George.
Terry's crazy.
She said, Terry and George are not happy tonight. Wait. She said, Terry and George are not happy tonight. What happened? You know, I'm a gossip.
Probably something political.
And Pat Marone is saying, Manny, while we are young, spot it out. Do you know what that means?
Spit it out.
Oh, I think you missed the letter. One letter changes the whole thing.
Let me tell you something about Pat Marone.
Oh, their show was canceled.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. That's right, because of the COVID.
Yeah. She don't care.
Sorry.
She don't care.
Lauren saying,
I want to hear something about Pat.
They're going to invite you on the show, and they don't want nothing to do with you, by the way.
No, Brian Lee Yachts is watching.
Yeah. Oh, great, Brian. Thanks. Pat
Marone saying, wait, I'll give you a chance. He said he hung himself after meeting Manny. Who hung himself?
Jesus, Pat. What were you going to
Nevin
say?
Cummings said, you guys are awesome.
Funny.
Thank you, Nevin. All right, I'm a little drunk.
All right.
I'll stop now.
All right.
All right, go back to Manny.
All right.
No, sorry.
All right, so I just found out I was going to perform at Westbury. It was my first year.
Cool.
And I told Pat, and Pat was one of the only ones that was like truly happy. Like everybody else was like, how do I do that?
Right.
Oh my God!
I learned you
had
gotta
a big thing
you
that
gotta
has to
keep
do with
your
me.
mouth shut. I was like,
why aren't people happy for each other? What
oh
the fuck
my
is wrong with
God!
everybody?
I was like,
I'm happy when people do well.
You
what
know,
the fuck
like,
is wrong with everybody?
But
in the comedy world.
But okay, to tell you what Pat did, Pat was like, all right. He's like, now you got to turn it up. Now you got to go to the mics. You got to practice your set.
Kick it up.
He was pumping me up, and I didn't get it until 4 years. I got it after Westbury. How do you Westbury is the ultimate. It's like Richie Minervini.
It is.
Richie Minervini introduced me, and he goes, you know, when you play hockey, you want to perform in Madison Square Garden. When you play baseball, you want to perform at Met Stadium or Yankee Stadium. He goes, but when you do comedy on Long Island, you want to perform at Westbury Music Fair. And he goes, this kid works very hard and all that stuff. And he's like, I don't know why I booked him. And then the audience laughed, and then I came out and I hummed. But I'll tell you what, it was a great experience. And what I'm here to tell you, guys, in simple words, as positive that it could be, is I got to perform at Westbury without even performing at a comedy club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot of it was based on who you were as a person, and you got hooked up with nice people because nice people saw the nice in you.
Yeah, you're a good person,
and you know, like saying, I don't know why I booked this kid, because he loved you and watched you work for so long, and he had the availability to give you some time, and he felt you earned it.
Oh my God!
So he gave it to you, you know.
It was awesome, and you can and opportunities, and you know what? Like I said, if I perform at a library with the veterans for the rest of my life,
that's so
I'm
important.
happy.
That's so important.
I'm happy.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I'm
happy.
The vets, are you kidding?
And
that's like so rewarding and important.
It's unbelievable. It's so cool. You perform at the VFWs and the veteran assistance homes, and you know what? It's like I performed. You want to hear about this? Wasn't a wish. I was in like a new comic, and Rudy Fusco called me like a couple days before Christmas and gave me a half hour to get to the Northport VA hospital to perform. I was down in the dumps and everything. I performed. I closed the show out, and it was in the psych ward of the Northport VFW, and Northport VA hospital. And after I was done, I got off stage. The picture's on my Facebook and social media. The guy drew a picture of me. I was a little thinner then. I like it better now. And he goes, "To Manny, thanks for helping me get through another day of PTSD."
Oh yeah.
I have that.
Oh,
I have
God.
that picture next to my bed.
Aww.
That's what it's about. And you know what?
That's so important.
He came up to me and he cried. He tried to commit suicide 4 times because he lost like 240 people and he thought it was his fault. And you know what? That's my Westbury.
Yeah.
That's
that's
even more.
That's,
you know what I mean?
That's even higher level than Westbury.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
higher
Yeah,
level.
no,
that's
no. You're gonna make me cry again, you fucking asshole.
People think, whatever they think, you know what? You just
Yeah.
some people are gonna like my my comedy. Some people aren't. Some people are gonna like my humor. Some people aren't. Some people are gonna like the good things I do, and some people aren't.
Yeah.
And it's just you just got to keep going, and then you got to deal with your own self doubt, and then you got to have the confidence, and then before you know it, I envisioned walking in a circle in Westbury.
That's so cool.
Yeah, to the point where people were like, you needed some medication.
Right.
You're outside walking around in circles, just doing your set.
What? You know what? When I was a kid, in my backyard, you know what I played? Mannix. I pretended I was a detective who was shooting people. So I don't know what the relevance is of that.
You're with Michael and all his guns.
Chris, I'm a big UFC fan. I told Chris Weidman that story about Westbury, and I used to train at Weidman's gym because he envisioned beating Anderson Silva for the title, and he did. And not only did he do it, he won it twice. So I told him my envisioned story of Westbury, and little did I know, but he is friendly with Kevin, and he goes, "Did Kevin hear about that story?" And he told Kevin that story that I just shared with all of you. So it's beautiful. I got nothing but love. Just spread the love.
Yes, and that's why you were our first guest fucking tonight, because you are nothing but love.
Yeah.
You really are.
You were a perfect guest.
You are someone. I was, you had gotten buried in my Facebook somehow, and I went delving into your page, and it's nothing but goodness. You put up happy, positive stuff. Good morning every day. If you follow that, you got to follow. I'll post.
We want to be positive. We don't want to drag anyone down. We want to. So a bunch of people are saying things.
What do they got?
Pat Marone is saying they got you a rubber room after the show. Barbara McNeely is like, "That's great. I love the veterans," and I feel the same way.
Much respect to the veterans.
Jim Hopkins is bidding us good night, hot chicks. And Manny gotta go. Somehow my avatar turned into an Indian guy. Felix Rosita is saying Joe Mannix. Peggy was the secretary. I used to watch it, but I don't even remember it. Pat is saying, now you just drive around in circles in Wendy's drive-thru. Pat is really funny.
He's very funny.
And Felix is saying Gail Fisher was Peggy. Mike Conrad, Joe Mannix, loved that show. I love that show. I mean, it kind of shows my age.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mannix?
No.
I'm older than you, so there you go. But so none of you have put in any of your wishes for us to share. What if you had a wish? What would it be? Only Andrew has shared his wish.
Got a lot of
what was your wish, Mandy?
Well, my wish really is to just continue to do what we're doing.
It's so fun. We're having fun.
Like you said, now that you've reached a level, take it to the next. Kick it up a notch. The only competition you have is what you see in the mirror.
That's it.
There's enough room for everybody at the finish line. We could all fucking do our time. We could all make people laugh.
That's what I always loved about you. All these positive vibes. I mean, seriously, from the like open mics, working hard, just always positive, and that's it. And
we I know for myself, and I know from Mandy, we are happy. Wait, Pat is saying Manny reminds me of Cannon. Cannon. That sounds familiar.
Is it a Maddox
it's another
joke?
It's another show. Roger Nelson said, "I wish." Wow. All right. So Roger Nelson is saying he wishes he was big. Big in what area, Roger?
Well, I guess you just answered it.
Look at the next comment.
Bonnie, did you have a wish for us?
Oh, my wishes suck. Felix is saying, Manny, love your vets and love feeding them. Felix does a show in Governors, which is a cooking show, and I love Felix. And he said, wish everlasting happiness and love for Ryan.
I just want world peace.
Yeah. And Robin DeVito said, I wish I could adopt Mandy and Bonnie. Yeah, you could adopt us. We're available. And Roger Nelson saying he's Irish.
Okay.
I love Irish people.
Do you wish you were Irish or you are Irish?
And Andrew Pagano said, Manny went negative on that, you mother heckler.
We did
I don't even remember that.
We did it. No, this is we. Did
Andrew knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, let me.
Okay.
All right. Me and Andy were at an open mic in Setauket, and there was a guy that just put music in the jukebox.
Uh-oh.
And Billy Geyer goes, "All right, we're gonna start the open mic." And
Billy Geyer, he's going to be in the show with us next week too.
Okay, yes. So the guy just put the money in the thing and it started singing. Jukebox, he's got his drinks, right, with the three guys. And Billy Geyer goes, all right, cut the music.
I can picture Billy doing
open mic time.
It's time for jokes, people.
That's going to piss a lot of people off.
Well, it's hard in the bar anyway. So when you do comedy, you got to put yourself in uncomfortable spots in order to be comfortable. So this was the most uncomfortable spot because Billy Geyer started doing his jokes and like, and the guy goes, your mother.
No.
Everything he said, your mother. So Billy's got his jokes and he goes, that's it. Puts him away. And he said, your mother. And then every comedian went up there and they just went back and forth with these guys calling your mother, your mother, your mother.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Andy Plachanos goes up there. And Andy Plachanos is the nicest guy in the world, the veteran.
He is, he's very nice.
He's hilarious and he's like, okay, he's doing his jokes. So anyway, and the guy's like, your mother.
Did that piss him off?
Andy Plachanos goes, I hope you die on the way home.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. And I run an open mic, so I understand everything that you just said. That is awesome.
And Andy was like, and Andy's like me. He's got high blood pressure, diabetes. He's got all the comorbidities and everything. And Andy's like, your mother.
It's like his one night out. He's got kids.
Oh, yes.
It's like his night of comedy.
I just want to say I run an open mic at Coasters because I can say that now. Coasters in East Meadow. It's a fantastic open mic with a wonderful bartender.
What's the name of your open mic?
Coasters.
Oh, and
in
when
East
is
Meadow. Every Tuesday night with Jennifer Lentini, who's a wonderful, beautiful, amazing person. Everybody loves her. And I have been through a lot of the same kind of things in my open mic that you just described.
My God.
It's therapy, that open mic.
Yeah.
It's freaking therapy. Barbara McNeely is saying, Yes, I'm so old he remembers. They're talking about Canon now. Canon, I don't remember. Do you remember that show? You're younger than me, so you don't remember it. But Andrew Pugajanus is saying Manny went, yeah. So he just explained all that. We understand what. Joe Kister said, hey, Manny, do you know Joe Kister?
Joe Kister, yeah, I went to high school. Hilarious dude.
Ooh.
Joe Kister's great. I love him.
He said you rule.
Joe Kister's rule. That awesome show. Guys, listen, if you want to be on our show, this is our show, Wildflowers.
Wildflowers. Yes. I don't even know the name of my own show yet. We're wild and we're growing like flowers, and you fucking can't control us, and that's why we are Wildflowers.
Guys, this
control yourself. Coasters.
This is my imitation of Wildflowers. Hello? Welcome to Wildflowers. We are no longer at Governors.
We didn't.
No, we're not.
But Joey said that's good. Susie said Manny's shirt looks good. Manny, you want to say something? Yes, I have a wish I want to say. Oh, and Sally.
Barbara McNeely's on.
Barbara McNeely's. I know Barbara McNeely from Idaho. And guys, this is hilarious.
But I just want to say, no disrespect to governors. They gave us a platform for over a year and a half. We love governors. We wish them the best. We're sorry that we are not part of their broadcast anymore, and we want success for them. We are positive people.
Yeah, it's true. We don't wish ill
upon
anybody.
Negative brings negative. So we wish them the best of luck, and we're sorry we're not part of it. Seth is saying, are you normally like this? Seth, are you talking about me, Mandy, or Manny? Oh, Felix is saying he will miss the chiclets. You know what, Felix? We were going to use the chiclets as our name because we love that, but Mandy found out it's gum, and we can't use gum as our name.
We can't use anything from any Govs host.
Pat is saying Manny loves governors too, and Barbara McNeely goes, "Love you guys, Barbara. We love you." Barbara McNeely is awesome.
Oh my lord!
Do I know Barbara McNeely? Yeah,
that's Terry McNeely's mom.
I don't. Oh, Barbara, your son is crazy.
I love Terry's. I love his Trump posts. I'm a pro-Trumper. Does he still
do Danny the Democrat?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God, he's like, oh my God, would you look at all these Republicans? They're crazy.
We are crazy. We've been driven crazy, so we are crazy now.
Trump wants to take over the world.
Oh yeah, it's all Trump's fault. Everything's Trump's fault. So Bruno is saying, awesome, move onward. Thank you, Bruno.
Yes, onwards and upwards.
Seth Harmon is saying, we're all crazy. All of us. Yes, we are. And Barbara knows her son Terry is crazy. But crazy in a good way.
Uncle Buck.
Terry's crazy in a good way.
No, I'm getting scared. Terry's crazy.
Wait, real quick.
Talk about the show that's coming up.
And I also want to plug.
We only have 10 minutes left.
Next week we're going to be doing fitness with our friend Miss Heather Lerman, and she's actually going to be showing us some exercises. So you guys might want to tune in.
You can see that I'm not on that episode.
Yeah, Tugboat was not. He didn't make the cut for the yoga episode.
Yeah.
She wanted us to do yoga too. And thankfully, Glenn can't figure out how to do it on camera.
Well,
I really didn't want to do it.
That was my out. I was like, we got enough for you.
We need an excuse for this because I don't want my big thighs on camera, you know.
We'll just observe. We'll be good.
Let's watch Heather do it.
We got to wrap it up, guys, almost.
It's only 10 minutes. Talk about your show.
Well, Calamity Jones on August 29th. You should be a fan. Should go Instagram.
You want to hear a little secret about Calamity Jones?
I do.
You want to hear a little secret?
Yes.
It's going to be the day after my birthday.
Oh, the day after.
How old are you going to be?
I'm going to buy you a cake.
You can buy me a cake?
If you want.
Bonnie buys everybody cakes.
Whatever you want, I'll buy you.
Are you going to jump out of it?
No. No, I will not.
That'll be extra. What age are you gonna be?
I don't feel
What year are
confident.
you born?
I'm catching up to my waist size. I'm gonna be 48.
All right.
You're a baby.
All right.
Yep.
That's a baby.
No.
I'm excited.
Oh, so you and Terry are like the same age then? You
Yeah.
guys,
Oh yeah.
That crew, Tony Landolfi, you're all 48.
Yeah.
You guys are all babies.
Oh. Geez.
Bruno is saying next week you girls will be in the spandex outfits. Only Heather will be in the.
We'll be in workout attire. Let them dream.
I
Let them dream for the next
I'll have
week.
to go out and buy some.
You got yoga pants, right?
I don't.
Listen, I'll wear.
I work out in my basement.
I'll wear tighties and do
in the nude
yoga.
I work out in a t-shirt and underwear.
Ooh.
So I don't have any real. I never.
I don't wear underwear when I work out.
Neither does Bonnie. She was just saying that to me so viewers feel comfortable.
I work out in my basement, and I can't take these gyms with these bitches. Zestos Christos is saying, if you do jump out of the cake, please make sure it's on the show. All right, sure. Maybe we can figure something
We're
out.
gonna get Tugboat out of a cake for Heather.
Yeah, Heather.
We're gonna do a little roll.
Heather she wants everybody to vote for her in the fitness contest. So look for Heather Learman on her Facebook page and vote every day. I voted for her, but you can only vote 24 hours a day. And then it says,
vote for what?
She's looking to be the fitness person.
Champion of the world.
A fitness
Just
champion.
vote.
Really?
She's our next guest.
I don't know.
Oh.
And
No, it's smaller scale than that.
I wish she gets it.
What was your wish?
What was my
Oh shoot, it's already 8:30. We have to wrap it up. The show is over. Don't leave them wanting more.
Yeah,
7:30 to 8:30.
Guys.
The new Wildflowers. Thank you, Manny, for being our first guest.
If you made it this far, I'm sorry.
You have to, on Instagram,
You should be sorry.
calamity.jones, Mandy Jones, the comedian, on YouTube to follow. On Friday, we're going to have the Calamity Jones Hour. Glenn and I have a very special
tune in
mystery
Friday.
rock star guest. That's from 8 to 9. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a really fun interview coming up.
I can't wait to
from 8
see
to
it.
9
That's
on
so
Friday.
freaking exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, support the Wildflowers show, guys.
Thank you.
These guys
Thank
rock.
you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
honored
for
to
being
be
our
the first guest.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you broke the seal.
This
I love
is
it.
like history in our.
In
We've
our
been doing this for
world.
over a year and a half.
Yeah, and if you guys if you just got on and are just watching it, please go back and rewatch the whole thing.
Oh, could you share it?
Yeah.
Could you share the show?
Watch
Could
it.
everybody
cut 'em off
share the
entire
show?
Time. Yes, and everyone share it with Like
and David Lang just saying Wildflowers rock. Thank you, David Lang. Greg DeFlippo said had an awesome night. Thank you, Greg DeFlippo. Bruno said you guys killed it. You guys killed it.
Thank you for watching.
The audience.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mandy.
Yes.
Thank you, Manny. Thank
Yeah,
you, Glenn.
thank you.
It's, we're onward and upward, positive. We don't put anybody down. We love everybody. And we will rise above the bullshit. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
God bless.
Yes. Amen.